Do you truly value your privacy? Oh my God. I bet you Uncle Sam begs to differ, okay? This man knows exactly where you're spending your money, who you're giving it to, and what you're buying usually. That's why we're talking about Verge today. Verge is a privacy coin that prides itself on fast and cheap transactions. With Verge, or XVG, businesses and individuals have flexible options for sending and receiving payments securely and efficiently all throughout the world, pretty much in a matter of seconds. Verge itself is 100% open source, so you can actually see the code yourself, probably on GitHub, and it's ran entirely by community members and dedicated individuals who have been with it for quite some time, probably all the way back from when it was first called Dogecoin Dark in 2014. And just to be clear here as well, Verge is not a private company. It wasn't funded by one, or there's no pre-mine, there's no ICO. It was pretty much as organic as you can get for a coin to first start off. And mind you, it started off all the way back in 2014. So keep that in mind. To this day, almost 9 million transactions have been made on the Verge blockchain itself, which is pretty insane if you ask me. And it can handle about 100 transactions per second, on that blockchain, which is pretty good. I mean, that's about 10 times more than Ethereum, and a lot more times than Bitcoin. Of course, we are comparing Cadillacs, so maybe not too fair of a comparison. But each transaction does take about 5 to 10 seconds to take place, which is pretty quick, honestly. I know, at least when I use Verge myself, when I'm transferring it back and forth, it is usually pretty quick. I mean, I would almost fair to say a lot quicker than 10 seconds, personally. Now, Verge itself, again, does pride itself as having privacy as an option. Really, this means Verge has a transparent ledger that allows anyone to view all of its transactions. However, it does give you the opportunity to protect your identities and location by integrating both Tor and I2P. Really, just to make sure that no IP addresses are being exposed. And just a little bit of my thoughts here as well. To use something as a currency, a public ledger makes sense to me, really, because it's just to keep track of everything, right? If you're a business owner, you want to keep track of your records. If you're an accountant, you want to keep track of certain things as well. That's the point of a public ledger and a blockchain, right? But with Tor and I2P, you're giving people just enough privacy or anonymity to their own personal funds so that no one can find out who or where those funds belong to. That's just my personal thoughts, so take that as you will. Verge also has 5 hashing algorithms that Verge supports. It's Script, X17, Lyra 2 Rev 2, Meyer Grussel, I'm sorry, I butchered that one, I'm really sorry, and Blake 2S. I'll put them all above. So there isn't just one script that you can mine Verge on, just in case if you want to use your CPU, you can use one of them. If you want to use your GPU, you can use one of them, which means essentially, and the reason why they did this is because it provides security through decentralization. Not to mention, it's a more fair distribution of coins among the mining community within Verge, right? So not like, not only GPUs will be taking over, the whole algorithm of Verge, because there's a bunch of ones, right? Verge also has atomic swap support. So let's just say if there was, I don't know, the atomic DEX that wanted to list it, it would be essentially no problem to be able to swap it back and forth with any other cryptocurrency that has that same capability. And Verge also does support dual key stealth addressing as well. Privacy, privacy, privacy. Now, other than all the technical stuff, I probably should have mentioned this stuff before, but Verge is listed on the top exchanges such as Binance, Bittrex, Wobi, Bitfinex, all of them. Honestly, any exchange that you probably have, Verge is most likely on it. It's been around for quite some time, so it's really no surprise to see that. And it's also accepted by over 120 vendors, including MindGeek, right? So these are some of the people behind, essentially, and if you aren't aware, Verge was actually the first cryptocurrency supported by MindGeek, aka, freaking Pornhub, Nutaku, and a couple of other different websites. But I do remember that coming out. That was quite some time ago. It was one of the first. They accept other cryptocurrencies now as well, but just keep in mind that essentially Verge is already being used and received as payments in over 100 different places, which is pretty cool. Now, just to bring up some milestones as well, Verge actually has, I wanted to bring this up specifically because this app is beautiful. The iOS app, bro, look at this. This app is wonderful. I would like to, here we go. Look at this. It looks amazing. I don't have any Verge in here because I just downloaded. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. So beautiful iOS app that they've been developing. Android app is also nice as well, in the works. Personally, the iOS app is a lot better. I think most of you people have iPhones anyway, so whatever. Not to mention, they recently just had a partnership with Mekon Cash that allows them to use Mekon's marketing resources in South Korea to hit a wider audience. So that's kind of where that came into play. And MobiPay, which they also partnered with, which essentially is being developed as a means to pay with crypto or fiat using your phone at any merchant, whether it be physical or online. So two definitely pretty big partnerships that they've had there. Again, this is more recent stuff. And the most recent thing was Trezor support. So, if you have a Trezor, which is one of the hardware wallets, you can store your Verge there now. Me personally, I have a Ledger. So if you didn't see my video about Verge and Ledger, you can take a look up here. Maybe by the time you're watching this, they've already added support, or maybe they never will. I don't know. Hopefully they do, but that's what I'm hoping at least. Show me the money. Prices, people. We're talking about prices. All right. So one XVG or Verge currently is about half a cent as of the making of this video. And the reason why is because, oh my God, that's so cheap, is because of how much supply there is. There's about 16.5 billion Verge in existence. That's the max supply. The current circulating supply is 16.3. However, the prices are interesting. So Verge at its all-time high was actually the top 20 or top 10, maybe even crypto on CoinMarketCap at the time. That was back in 2017. And it was about, I think it was over 24 cents, somewhere around there. You'll see in the chart next to me. Now, currently, again, it's about half a cent. And I guess here is where I would kind of draw some charts and kind of, analyze, put this here, put that there. I'm going to give you guys my personal thoughts on the pricing of Verge and why I think, things will happen with it. So the reason why I like Verge, number one, it was one of the first cryptos I ever invested in. That was way back, again, early 2017, before it blew up. So I was pretty happy with that investment, of course. However, with that being said, Verge provides something that a good amount of other cryptos provide as well, but it's a little bit different. So number one, people like cheap things, right? And if you know crypto, you know to not judge the price of a project off the coin, you judge it off the market cap. However, normal people judge a price of a project off the coin. Regular people, like we're talking about people maybe even just getting into crypto, but they judge it off the price. So if when they see one Verge is about half a cent, they're like, yo, my money looks like it goes pretty far here, rather than if I just bought like 0.0001 Bitcoin for like $100. You know what I mean? So people think of it that way, and that's just one reason for a lot of user adoption. Number two, and this is, again, all this stuff is my personal opinion, is that it's organically grown. Again, it was made back in 2014, so it's been around a lot longer than most of these projects, and it's been working since then. I know it not recently, but maybe a year or two or so ago, it had somewhat of an attack on the actual blockchain itself. It wasn't a 51% attack, to be clear. It was more of a time drifting related attack between each block. Don't want to get too much into that. However, with that being said, it's really just the fact that it's had so much longevity, right? It's so organically grown. I mean, the lead developer of it, the guy's from New York, lives down in Florida now. I don't want to give too much information about him. I just told you where he lived, so I'm sorry if you're watching this. But, it's just interesting how organic it is. It's not a company. It's not these guys who are trying to make a buck off this. It's just people who like crypto. You know what I mean? And to me, that's what's coolest about it. Not to mention the cult following that Verge has, to me, is so funny. I just love it. People always make fun. I think they kind of related to the Tron following, or, any coin essentially that was really cheap, they kind of related to. But I think it's different, man. I don't know. Tron, Justin Sun's a bozo, bro. I'm sorry. Listen, that's the only bridge I'll burn. The bridge between me and Justin Sun may have had. I'm sorry, bro. I really don't care. However, you know what I mean? It just seems a lot more organic, personally, right? But that's why I think Verge is going to do well anyways. I don't think many projects have that authenticity behind it. You know, in terms of just how long it's been around, the community vibe that it has, the, you know, the raw, let's be honest, the raw transaction speed and, you know, usability it has. Not to mention, you know, come on, bro, it's Verge. I don't know. I personally like Verge. I know a lot of people don't. That's why I thought I'd make this video. I guess I'm one of the few people to show my face and say that I like it. So, that being said, in terms of price predictions, honestly, your boy's holding it for the long haul. You know what I mean? Again, if we're looking back at the chart here, it's pretty much, it's not at its all-time low, but it's pretty low compared to where it was before. And that, with that being said, that's why I think it's not most likely, it's definitely going to go up from here. Like, not to say it's not going to go down even more, but come on, bro. Like, people like making money, especially whales. You don't think that a whale is going to take advantage of a coin that is that looks this cheap and that they know the regular investor is going to get into? Why do you think it pumped up so high last time? You know what I mean? Like, this is not like this isn't regular people buying Verge, bro. These are whales, all right? Most of the time when a coin pumps a lot, it's a whale or a couple of whales. So definitely keep that in mind when you're investing into things. You know, I don't think this is something that you want to throw your life savings into. I mean, look at the chart and you tell me, would you put your money in that? You know, all of it? I mean, God, you know? But anyways, it's my opinions, my ideas on why I like Verge and just what it is. You know, let me know in the comments below. Are you guys a fan of Verge? Do you have any? I would love to know. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.